grooming gangs. No more two-tier rules. No more foreign flags flying over our schools. Put Britain first. Protect our kids and our land. If you won't stand with us, then you don't understand. From the 4 nations, one people, one flag in the sky. No more division. It's do or it's die. No more talking, no more fear. The hour is late and the moment is here. Joy restore or be no more. Joy restore or be no more. Millions must go. Send them back to the shore. You must speak English. Oh, you're out the door. Joy restore or be no more. Joy restore or be no more.
Good. Lock and load the next one. Got an Ulster song. Ulster can take a break. They did a good job last night, didn't they? So, what's new? What's happening? Well, we know about Anne Widdecombe. Apparently they're looking for a white male. I think they've probably got a good idea of who they're looking for, but they're not telling us, are they? They never tell us anything. We like them mushrooms kept in the dark, fed on shit. Anne Widdecombe. Wasn't she the one who said we've got rotten politics? It's used on that popular YouTube channel. We've got rotten politics. Yeah. She said some good things over the years, didn't she? I don't know why we're doing a live, guys. I really don't. Sun is streaming down outside. Suits me to be indoors. I'm not a sun lover. Can't stand it at all, to be honest. My wife loves it. I'm waiting for the sun to go down so I can help water the plants. So what have we got? Got 12. Well, really, I did think that there was going to be a stream from Joe Marsh. Yeah, there he goes. Stream has started. Let's have a look at it then, guys. I'm not going to say we're going to stay here, but if we're going to have music, I'd rather have our own, to be honest. I know I'm not going to get a copyright warning with this one. I'll have to edit this video now, if I can be bothered.
Church, yeah. Down the old car track, moonlight shining on the hay, no thought of turning back.
I think this is a new one from Kev K57.
Full of dreams, certain we were kings. Every laugh echoed through the fields. We could conquer anything.
Young enough to fear nothing, old enough to try. Never thinking for a second how fast time could fly. Those village nights, running through the
Could be Gleaner.
Those village nights, chasing teenage dreams. 4 young hearts with nowhere to go, still the world to find. Funny how those little moments never leave your mind. Someone laugh, let's grab a side, and nobody back down. One bottle passed around like kings without a crown. Then the silence changed its meaning. Blue lights filled the lanes. Every heartbeat twice as loud as thunder in the rain. The bravest lads 5 minutes earlier suddenly weren't so brave. Just 4 frightened teenage souls learning how to behave. Young enough to fear nothing, old enough to try. Never thinking for a second how fast time could fly. Those village nights, running through the darkness. Those village nights. chasing teenage dreams.
Oh, for fuck's sake, get on with that.
For young hearts with nowhere to go, still the world to find. Funny how those little moments never leave your mind. Never leave your mind. Oh. Now those fields are still there waiting, though the years have rolled away. The barns, the lanes, the midnight air still call my mind today. Sometimes I can hear us laughing, carried on the breeze.
Okay, guys, let's go over and have a look. 9 minutes past.
How are you?
I'm all right. I had to play that song then so that everyone could get where they need to be, like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So we're all here now anyway.
Well, 3 of us.
Dalton, you there or what? Is he there, Dalton? No.
We'll take that as a no.
Every week, every time, isn't there? There's always one messing about, like.
Well, I've been saying so far we're 2 for 2 on the streams, and only 3 of us have been new. We'll be calling ourselves something like 3 out of 4 Celts at this rate. Oh, there we go. Now we're 2.
He's gone. What do you think about Anne Widdecombe then? Have you seen that?
I've only just seen the updates literally like 5 minutes ago. Like everything's been breaking on my X like 5 minutes ago. I've seen that there's a murder investigation going on now, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you think she's been rubbed out?
I mean, anything's possible.
Roller skates on the stairs, John.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm not gonna,
MI5.
What do they tell us not to do? They tell us not to speculate, or not to be asking questions. It's awful, though. Like if that is the case, there's no words really to describe it. Not downplaying obviously what has happened.
They've come up pretty quickly saying it's a white British man.
Yes, they did.
They're not so quick when it's the other way around, but this could be the old MI5 whoop-shoes fell in front of a train thing. You know what I mean?
You think?
I don't know, man. It just seems so dodgy, don't it? Really dodgy.
Can you guys hear me? I just want to confirm this, and I'll listen to your Widdecombe conspiracy theories.
Yeah, we can hear.
That's good.
Well, I don't know, because I don't really know too much about her in terms of, she was conservative, if I'm not mistaken, right? She was a member of the Conservatives.
Yeah, she's gone to Reform lately, I think.
Yeah, she was Brexit Party. She was one of the pioneers.
Like, if we're thinking in terms of if there would be reason to rub her out, so to speak, is there anything that sticks out in anything that you guys might know that I might not know? Like any big either debates or legislation or anything like that she's been involved in that would necessitate that kind of thing?
I don't know. I don't really know much about her, but I'm just saying it's a little bit dodgy,
She was a Home Office and Prisons Minister under John Major. That's about it, really. Could be anything, couldn't it? Just could be some radical.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we won't.
Weird, don't it? Don't expect it, do you?
No. What do you guys think about Tommy's little scrap that he had?
Well,
the active. It was the active club guy. Now, either of you two able to pull up the video or not? You're on desktop, so
I'll try and find it.
It was an active.
You'll have to carry on talking for a minute.
Yeah, so that's all I know, right? It was an active Club England member. Just went up to him, and I'm guessing a pub was it, and asked him why you want to debate like Mark Collard and Steve Laws. And Tommy was just touching his nose a lot. I don't know what that means really, but
He looked to me like he was in the middle of buying his gear.
Yeah.
Didn't it?
Where was it? Do we know where it was?
It's in Bedfordshire. But you know the old bloke that was there, the boomer, right? As soon as that fella said to him, Tommy, is there any reason why you won't debate Steve Laws and Matt Collett? Tommy went straight into calling them degenerates and that, right? But the old fella, if you notice, he straight away says they're racist. That's the first word on his lips. You know what I mean?
I've requested to share the screen, Joe. I've got the video ready.
Yeah. These people, right? Like, it's the first thing they think of is to call people racist. They may as well work for Hope Not Hate. They just might as well, like, you know? Right,
one thing for Dalton in particular to know, if we're talking during the video, you'll end up hearing your own voice through it because it's playing the tab audio as well. So we'll just have to stay stum for the video. It's only about 20 seconds. All right, playing now.
Tommy, is there any reason why you won't debate Steve Laws and Mark Collett?
There's no reason why I won't. Yeah, because they're fucking degenerate and racist. I mean, if they had a demonstration of about 10 people to them.
Well, a lot more than 10 people at the UTK one, and you call him a degenerate, but how much goes up your nose is the money you get?
UTK's my demonstration, yeah? UTK's my demonstration.
Tommy, is there any reason...
And that's where it cuts off.
UTK's my demonstration. Shut the fuck up. Twat.
Yeah, that's where the video cuts off. Apparently after that, Tommy saying he gave him a slap, didn't he?
Tommy running around like Pugsy Bear with a plastic bucket is embarrassing. Like, I thought now, like, with Rupert Lowe on Joe Rogan, you know, within 30 seconds, he was, like, shining light on, like, the rape gangs and stuff. It's like, it just completely makes Tommy irrelevant now, doesn't it? Like, that was a whole shtick years ago. It was, like, to promote his Rape of Britain documentary. You know, that Joe Rogan appearance has got, like, what, 2 million views in less than 24 hours? It's like, he's irrelevant now, isn't he? Like, what's his movement even for now? What, to show Keir Starmer that, oh, we can get 1 million people in London. To what end? He's an irrelevance now.
Yeah, I think you mentioned they could get 1 million people to London. I think we brought this up last time. Is given it's a lot more, UTK is a lot more what we would call a Civ-Natty kind of event. Did you say it's almost like I think I asked Joe and Storm this last time. Would you say it's more just like a pressure valve to release that pressure rather than actually solve any problems?
It's an energy waste. It's to drain money and energy into what? Watching the Hacker, watching Bass and Bougie on the stage, watching Ricky Doolin sing out a key. No, it's to get, you know, there still are people, right? Like there still are people in London going to these events. You know, and it's just to channel that energy into a dead end. That's all it is. Like it started off, at least originally, he would showcase these documentaries and he was sort of, you know, shine a light on like the rape gangs. Now it's not even that now. It's just come to London to say F you to like the establishment, but there's no end goal. It's just a dead end, you know? So yeah, I just think it's a time and money waste. Like,
do you think it's waning? Do you think the influence is starting to wane a little bit?
I think this year it was less than previously. And ultimately it is, you know, where's our money going? How much did you want just to get like speakers on a stage? It was like 14 grand or something. Like we don't see receipts. We don't know where the money's going. You know, I can't afford to fly around Spain and go to Poland and Israel. Like, you know, that money's going somewhere. And I'm that active club guy, patriot, mate. Like, you know, where's our money going up your nose, mate? You know, I'd like to see him give him a few slaps. I mean, like, you know, where's the evidence of that? I mean, that's assault, A. And B, it's all well and good saying you've done it. Show it then.
I suppose maybe if it was the case, like, there may be more to that video. That's the thing. It might not be even the case that the camera got shut off just as the altercation was about to start. That is possible. there's possibly more of that video that we haven't seen. Maybe somebody else was recording and that'll come out soon.
Well,
who knows?
All he has is violence, mate, because he can't sit down with Mark or Steve or anyone like that and have an actual debate about nationalism, because his stance is ultimately multicultural. Like he knows he'll lose every single time. You know, you see, like, how many videos can we point to, 10-second clips that is absolutely damning on this position? You know,
Not only that, there's been no end of requests from, say, Steve in particular for it. You know, there's been no end of call outs and stuff like that. They've all gone unanswered from what I can tell.
Oh, we're all waiting to see it, mate. Like Russell Brand, you know, he's interviewed Mark before. Like get him to moderate, get Mark Collett and Tommy on a debate. Mark will run circles around him. You know, I mean, he doesn't have a position that is relevant or viable in the year 2026. Great, you know, Nick Griffin did a lot on the rape gangs. Tommy, you know, I'm not going to take that away from him. He did. But now Rupert is taking it internationally. It makes his position, okay, thanks for your efforts, but like, what else have you got? If you're just gonna like just take good British people's energy away and focus it on this like dead end, essentially multicultural thing, then you're just an irrelevance. You know, I'm like I mean, he's the ultimate grift upon grift. I don't know what like you think, Joe, but I mean, you go back a while with him. Like, I just think it's just like I can't even give him the time of day anymore.
Oh well,
not that I ever did. I mean, he blocked me.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just gone beyond now. It's gone to it's just a circus. And it literally is that they are paying him to funnel people's righteous anger down dead-end streets. Because the people, I see people all the time, right? And they go, oh, are you going to Tommy's thing? Are you going to Tommy's thing? And I say, no, I'm fucking not going to Tommy's thing, you know? And they go, oh, I'm going. We got to send a message to Keir Starmer, you know? I'm like, he ain't going to get that message because he ain't going to be there when you do your demo. He doesn't give a shit, right? Like, if people didn't have this outlet, they would be rioting. There would be riots all over the country, right? But they get to feel like they're sending a message to the government every 6 months or so. And it's just costing them a fortune. They're waving their flags all day. They're going home. It's being drummed into them while they're there that Sikhs are great, black people are great. Look at this black guy wearing a Union Jack suit. He's just as British as you and me. Don't be angry with these people. It's just Islam. It's just Islam. It's just Islam, right? And Tommy has tried to explain badly that, you know, he said, why do people say that Israel is paying me? Because I've been to Poland and people don't say Poland's paying me. Well, I'll explain it, right? If you don't already know, right? Poland doesn't boast that it pays influencers all over the world to push their messages, right? Israel does boast about that, right? In the Epstein emails, one of them was saying that Tommy was cheap at half the price, right? He has literally got full control of people's anger in this country, right? And with it, he's got the ability to reach millions of people. And we haven't, right? Proper nationalists haven't got the ability. We haven't got Dan Wootton and all these other gay boys that used to be on GMTV pushing our message, right? We've got, you know what I'm talking about, right? All these people, like Katie Hopkins, with all these people with massive audiences, they're all on May the 16th. Get to London, get to London, get to London. We can't have that. We can't, like my YouTube, right? This is why I'm streaming this to Twitter and not to YouTube, because I had 41,000 followers, right? I've lost about 1,000 of them. And I've been making an effort to come home from work and make a couple of little videos. While I'm in work, I'm thinking about things. I make a little video about that. I make short videos because most people haven't got much of an attention span, right? Most people won't sit through 2 hours of Matt Collett, talking in depth about things, but they like to see little quick videos about stuff, straight to the point, right? And I'm struggling to get 200 views on them, right? I've lost about 1,000 followers, and I'm lucky to get 200 views on a video outright. You know what I mean? Every now and again, I put one on and it's getting a couple of thousand, right? But like, even if it was only like 25% of the people, you know what I mean? I should be having 10,000 views on a video, and I'm not. My account's being strangled, where the exact opposite is true of Tommy, right? And if people can't see it now, it's like, I went round the co-op, right, a while ago, and there was this woman, and she was a Civnat, and I used to give her a lift to some of the remember the Pen Alley demos in Tenby? I give her a lift, and she goes, "Are you going to Tommy's thing next week?" And I said, "Fuck that coked up twat." And she went, "Oh," and she just walked away, like, really in shock, like, that I said that, you know what I mean? It was like she was like I'd slapped her across the face, and it's just like loads of people are still taken in by it. I just don't get it, like. And then the other day he was saying he needed $4,000 urgently, and he's on fucking holiday while he's asking for the money. Do you know what I mean? I honestly, absolutely, the problem is with Israel, right, is they have admitted that they will pay out large amounts of money to influencers all over the world to push their message, because if they can aim all the people's at Islam, right, it helps them. They want to destroy all the Arab countries around Israel, and if they get people angry with Israel, with Islam, that helps them, right? And the bottom line is, they can't have white nationalist parties or groups growing massively in countries without them being in control of it, right? And without them being able to say, no, the Jews are fine, the Jews are just like us, right? Because if they don't control it and control what the people at the top are saying about Jews, then you know where it'll end up going, right? So it's worth every penny to them, right? So I hope I've explained that. And people have said to me they've been there and there's nothing but foreign flags. Last time he invited a load of Iranians there, didn't he?
Yep, sort of own eyes, yeah.
There was a big Iranian procession this year as well.
Israel were, if you don't already know this, they were arming the Argentinians during the Falklands War. And the reason is, go on Grok and ask them, right? The reason is a deep-seated historical hatred of Britain, right?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
And there you go, like, go to a Tommy demo and stand underneath that fucking flag if you want to. But I won't be there with you.
No, it's completely co-opted by a foreign agenda. But like, if I can diagnose the whole Tommy thing, right, it's called the underdog effect, right? Where people, they'll support someone who's like ostracized, rejected. They're the outlier. The establishment, they're bad. Even now, right? They'll say Tommy's this fascist, right? Obviously not, right? But they'll see it as like the little guy fighting the system. And what happens then is when it's sort of like, the Overton window, whatever, moves beyond that, they'll continue to double down, and they'll see it against like the system made them this way. They'll shift blame to like critics as the real villains. They'll ignore all the evidence, right? And it's like ride or die, and that's what's happening now, right? Tommy is like completely outgrown. Sorry, the nation has outgrown Tommy, but then you still have these people who are like, oh no, it's ride or die, right? We see it with like Golden with Britain First, right? We see it there. They're hardcore it's like a football club, you know. Oh, I support Fulham until my end days, you know. And is that in politics and nationalism and all of it? So yeah, that's all it is underdog syndrome that's going on with Tommy. It's ride or die. And what do you do to wake them up? I don't know. I really don't know. Give him an alternative, I guess. We were in London, Joe, like, as you know, and you know, remigration now. We were selling remigration now. We were selling like white replacement, all of this, like the overwhelming positive response we were having from Tommy's supporters. You know, unbelievable. Like, his supporters are our supporters, you know. It's just that they're locked in this sort of like carousel.
I suppose the one thing I was going to say to that, I've got some screenshot to share as well whenever anyone's ready. It's just the contextual image of Bannon from the chat from the Epstein files saying
Steve Bannon,
cheap at any price. Yeah. So that's ready to share whenever. Who's in control of that? There it is. So that's for anybody who hasn't seen it. That's just the what Joe was referring to earlier. I suppose
is it Sarah from Advance UK? Sorry, it's a Sarah from Advance UK.
What's
she
that
was
now?
Like Advance. I forget. At on X is Advance Sarah. I'm not sure, but she's in Advance UK. She literally was like all of the Epstein file X files. All the Epstein file stuff dropped, and literally like 1 or 2 days later, she was like putting up selfies with Steve Bannon. It's like bad time, love, for that.
I hadn't seen that, but yeah, comically bad timing.
I'll see if I can find it. Wait.
Comically bad timing. Where'd he go? Anyway, the only thing I was going to suggest was he mentioned there, was it the underdog effect or something like that? I suppose the way then you would go about sort of dismantling that is, for example, the allegations and any proof that might exist that many people say that he is a sponsored asset, essentially, whether it's in these messages we just saw, whether it's in allegations of being paid by foreign governments, maybe whom we just discussed now. That would not be indicative of an underdog. Somebody being sponsored from the people at the very top, the ones that we all have the problems with, would be the exact opposite of an underdog. But yeah, I think many people are still seeing him as the representative of us, just the regular people who do have their backs up against the wall, who are the underdogs, and that's why they resonate with him so much, especially just coming from a regular background, seemingly like all of us have, and now having this voice that many of us don't, all of us don't have necessarily, many of us may never have. They see a kind of, and I use this word deliberately, from some of the stuff we saw in London, a savior figure. You see people online say they want to essentially make him a saint. Some of the decorations or some of the placards, like on the big tall sticks that you can get them, you know, like you put like war banners off of. You had like the Shah, and you had Tommy being represented almost Christ-like and saint-like. Yeah. So you have these people that, you know, they've been caught up almost in like a cult-like worship. I think is where you acknowledge the good things that he has done, and maybe starting out with good intentions. But then there are some things that are very, very puzzling then, like we've talked about the glazing of the Sikh community. Even doing so, as far as I'm aware, there was a post that he put out not long after the news about Henry Novak's murder, because I mistakenly thought that was recent, when it turns out it was back in December, glazing the Sikh community, and then saying that, was it in the interview, one of the interviews he had in Israel, when they were talking about who'd be welcome in Britain and stuff like that, they said, who are British people, and he said, not white people. That was like his instinctive kind of response. Well, there's a lot of things there that you can point to. There's valid criticisms there, but then you have people, they kind of just shut it down because it's almost like criticism of like a cult leader, and they can't allow that.
Well, you know yourself, the rally they had in Southampton that turned into a riot. You know, I think Tenkoni was there from UKIP, Tommy was there, and within like Tommy spoke within minutes. They were talking about radical Islam, and it's like Islam didn't kill Henry Nowak. A Sikh killed Henry Nowak. They're desperate to make it. They want to get away from that sort of ethnic question, right? They don't want to say, "Oh, it's South." Like you know, if we're looking at ethnic lines, a Sikh, you know, a Muslim, whatever, depending where they are, right? To us, the South Asian, right? It's South Asian. They don't want to say, "Oh, it's a South Asian issue. We have a South Asian problem. It's Hindu, Sikh, Muslim. It doesn't matter. Same part of the globe." Tommy is desperate to shift it to a religious issue, and ultimately, to me, it's irrelevant. They're all foreign. You know, these. Is that your dog or your?
It was indeed my dog. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I say, you know, it's he's desperate to make it an Islamic issue because that is beneficial to the to Zionism. It's beneficial to whoever that is, right? Who the agenda that is essentially paying him, right? He's a journalist for the Jerusalem Post, for God's sake. You know, I mean, we want to talk about propaganda. But to me, they're all foreign. I don't want these clannish tribal warfare playing out on our streets, mate. You know, I mean Hindu, Sikhs, you know, Muslims. These are just South Asians fighting each other.
It was perfectly encapsulated with. Go on.
Go on, mate.
I was only going to say it's perfectly encapsulated with the fact that France knocked Morocco out the World Cup and you had riots in London.
Well, there we go. There we go. I did, by the way, I sent you on Telegram the link to Sarah White from Advance UK.
Oh, okay, radio.
Glowing, if you want to pull it up, glowing Steve Bannon a few days, believe it or not, can you believe it? A few days after these files dropped, where he was all over the Epstein files. He's photographed of Epstein. Yeah.
Right. It might just be a thing because I can't get Telegram on my computer. I can't get Telegram on my computer, but I'll put the link somewhere I can access it and bring it up. But it'll just take me a minute.
You know, I don't want to go too heavy on Epstein as ties to sort of like Zionism, but it's really funny how Steve Bannon, he was a big pioneer to the Free Tommy movement. He's linked to all these sort of things. He's linked to Epstein, and then you look at Advance UK. Any sort of question? Do you remember this video that came out where she was, the woman asked a question to Ben Habib, and she was like basically booed and shut down, talking about Israel and Zionism. You know,
yes,
like
I do remember that.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I do remember that.
And you look at this Sarah White, and she's like tweeting photos of Steve Bannon. It's like, sorry, are you not reading the news about this? Here we
go. So this is from February 3rd, 2026. It'll be coming up on screen in just a moment. So yeah, this is the post that was sent to me. Joe, you can bring that up whenever you're ready. There we go.
And this was after the Epstein files were released.
So there we go. So you can see the date on there, guys. February 3rd, 2026. This was posted.
Oh, she's the one from Epping, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe she is. Yeah, well, she likes to get in the bra and knickers, mate, and paint herself.
Yeah. Well, listen, right. I watched her on a couple of things. All she does is call people racist.
Yeah, right? No, she was on. She was on with what's her name, the Australian gay boy.
Yeah,
she was on.
These people, right? These people are just like, well, they're just liberals that are aiming all their poison at Islam.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing, right? And you know, I'm not saying Islam is good, right? And like I was thinking about this earlier. It was like probably the middle of the 2000s, right? It was before the 7/7 thing, right? I used to read newspapers, and I was reading this newspaper one day, and it said, Anjem Chowdhury says that Britain is going to be an Islamic state by the year 2030. And I can remember just saying to people, is he fucking real or what? Is he real, right? And then a few years later, you can see that they've got dozens of MPs into Parliament as independents, right? They've got, they've demographically replaced whole cities in our land, right? And the moderate Muslims are only moderate when their numbers are low, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when they become a certain percentage of the population, that's when their real militant side starts coming out, right?
Yeah.
And they, you know, they're being used as pawns, right? They're being used as pawns to basically destroy Europe, but in their heads, they are conquering Europe, right? So they need to be removed, right? But the worst problem is the people whose deliberate plan it is to bring them here, you know? And this is what is happening. And we've got people going on to demonstrations, waving the flag of the people who are bringing them here, and promoting the wars that they're pushing. With, like, you know, like that video with Tommy, he was saying, have you ever known any problems with the Iranian community? Never, ever, never, fucking ever. And all you've got to do is Google Iranian rapist, Iranian knife attacker. And there's hundreds of cases, right? And that's all because he wanted to promote the US and Israel attacking fucking Iran. And all that's in it for this country is hundreds of thousands of more refugees. You know? And so... And then I see all those fucking people up in Wrexham, and they were singing "Bomb, bomb, 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 Iran." You know, are you normal or what? Are you really? Do you think that murdering Arabs abroad is going to bring peace to our land when we've got so many of them here? And
bringing about 2 million as well. 2 million refugees here.
And you also got to think that it's not going to be just refugees coming. It's going to be a lot of people are going to try and disguise themselves as refugees that want to do us harm.
It's their fucking, it's their troops. They literally said that they were going to send an army to Europe posing as refugees, right? And our governments and the EU and all the other European governments, their response to that is to say, well, bring more of them. You know, it's unbelievable. But you know, it's not. You know now that at this stage it's not stupidity, right? This is deliberate, right? And even today, I read that 80 Labour MPs have signed a letter to Andy Burnham demanding more fucking refugees come here.
There's more voters, mate.
Oh, we don't have enough, Joe, do we? We don't have enough.
Yeah, well, no, we haven't had enough murders then, have we? You know, it's just like all these things that are happening, and the people sat in our parliament are doubling down and wanting more of it.
I thought that it's kind of like a weird kind of Labour humiliation fetish they seem to have, because what will happen is these groups will get so big and then they'll vote for their own candidate based off the ground that they were able to gain under the Labour in particular, and some instances Conservative as well, but predominantly Labour, who are trying to pander to them for votes. And the minute they get big enough, they vote for their own person anyway, and they get voted out themselves. It's just them that suffers the punishment last, after we've all had all manner of atrocity. Kind of like we are having to suffer for this kind of weird political humiliation ritual they've got going on.
Oh yeah, because some of them are in on it. Some of them know exactly what the plan is, but some of them are just so left-wing retarded that they actually think they're doing something good. And it's a mixture of both of those things. You know, there's some people are definitely in on the plot, other people are just retarded. And you see that woman from America that just got murdered in Ireland by her boyfriend.
Yes.
That's a perfect example for you. And like, I haven't got the video, but somebody made a video and I watched it on Twitter a while ago, and it was all cases around the world where people like Black Lives Matter, people who'd helped, you know, they devoted their whole life to helping Black Lives Matter and these other lefty causes, and they've all been murdered by the people they were fucking helping. you know, and like there was that girl in, I think it was in Sweden. She made a pop video where she was riding some black fella, right? And she was, the words of the song were "mixing the races is good," right? You can probably find this video, right?
The first,
I wonder what the music
first I've heard
producer
of
was.
that.
Oh, you, yeah.
Goldstein Records probably produced that.
Well, it was called, if you look for it, you'll probably find it. It's called something like "Mix It Up." And it was all about race mixing, right? And this girl was a beautiful blonde, right? She was riding this African in the video, right? Literally, and saying how great it was to mix up your races and make beautiful babies and all this thing. She got found dead, stuffed under some rocks, and she'd been raped and murdered by a foreigner, you know? And it's just happened so many times, like. And it's hard to feel sorry for them, isn't it?
I'm trying to find.
I just feel sorry. I feel sorry for their family, because I imagine if it was one of my kids, you know, I would be devastated. If there's nothing you can do to snap them out of it, and they end up getting themselves murdered to prove a point. And I said to my missus the other night, this woman in Ireland, if you could bring her back from the dead for 5 minutes and tell her, well, you know, that'll earn you love, she'd probably call you a racist. You know,
mate. It reminds me of Keely Bunker. Do you remember her, Joe? Yeah, 20th birthday, and old school friend was like, "Oh, I'll walk you home, love," you know, and she trusted him because she knew him from school. And he like, I think he raped. I'm not completely sure. He did, yeah. And like strangled her to death and just dumped her in like the bushes.
Yeah. And that was a lifelong friend. That was not.
That was a lifelong friend.
Yeah.
Some black lad she went to school with. Yeah.
You wouldn't want to be bumping into him if he wasn't your fucking friend, would you? You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's somebody that she actually trusted to walk her home and get her home.
Yeah, yeah. And well,
speaking of Ireland, right? Go on.
Go on. What are you going to say?
I was just going to say, like, I remember, like, I remember watching a stream of some like demonstration in Ireland, some Dublin somewhere, I think, or some village outside, and they literally moved in a bunch of migrants, illegals, like overnight. It changed the demographic of that village overnight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the illegal migrants got all chopsy and stuff and went up to the fence and was like, "If you don't start wars in our country, we're displaced. We have to come to your country to escape your wars." I'm thinking, fucking Ireland is starting wars in like Africa, the Middle East. It's like they don't even know what country they're living in. They don't even know like the politics of that country. Do you know what I mean? Like to them, it's all the same, right? Yeah, nor do they care. Yeah, Ireland starting wars, mate. Yeah. Left, right, and centre.
And the only words a lot of them know are "Gibbs me."
What's that?
That's real. You know, have we seen that video of Patrick Christie was over in Calais interviewing one of the, you know, quote unquote asylum seekers, you know, that was coming over and saying about how privileged and how easy people in the UK have got it. As like, literally one of the only words you know to say in English was "gives me" or "gives me."
Yeah.
Gives me house, gives me food, all that stuff.
That's what they're coming.
I'll see if I can find the video.
They're only coming for the Gibbs, like the free.
See if I can find it now.
But that's the thing, and it's just, I mean, don't even get me started on fucking Ireland. Absolutely.
Well, there was that thing there yesterday. They nicked a guy for putting a mosque on top of the bonfire, didn't they? Did you see that?
Well, you know, like last year, right? Because I think last year they had a big effigy of, it was just like a bonfire, and it said "stop the boats." Like this year, they've really upped the game. They've gone from "stop the boats" to a mosque.
Yeah,
I mean, it's absolutely insane.
Well, this is the problem.
I've got a clip of that ready to go as well. I'm just getting a clip ready of the guy over in Calais. If you want to watch that as well.
Yeah, we'll watch that. I was just going to say, like, you know, that just, you know, before they started to really up their game on flooding us with foreigners, who many of whom intend us harm, right? They passed the laws that allow them to jail us for displaying things that they can say are offensive. Because, like, you know, someone's put a mosque on top of the thing. There was the guy that did the Grenfell Tower. He made a copy of the Grenfell Tower. He got found not guilty in the one trial, then they retried him and done him, right? There was a fella on the EDL demo, and he'd had a tattoo on his side of a mosque with like an explosion on the side of it saying boom. And he was arrested. He was arrested and done for that, right? But it's pathetic. It's absolutely, it's, you know, without free speech, there is no freedom, right? And I told you what that copper threatened to nick me for at the Drag Queen Story Hour, because I had a banner which said, "Not today, Satan," right? And he said that could be offensive. And I said, "Who to?" And he said, "Christians." I said, "Well, I'm a Christian. I don't find it offensive." And he said, "I'm telling you, if you display that, I'm going to arrest you." So I had to put it behind the wall, because I wouldn't have been done for it. I'm pretty sure I would have got no further action, but I would have been arrested. I would have spent the day in the cells. They would have probably got a warrant to search my house as well, right? It just wasn't worth the hassle. But like these hate crime laws, right? And like Muslim groups and Jewish groups are constantly fucking demanding more hate crime laws, more hate crime laws. Even when they're attacking each other, they want more hate crime laws for us. You know? And it's just like we've got far too many hate crime laws as it is. We've got a police force that's nothing more than a Facebook enforcement unit, right? Going around people's houses, telling them they need to take posts down, if not arresting them. Like, you know, we need guaranteed freedom of speech, as well as mass deportations. We need to be able to say whatever we want. It's quite clear, if you threaten to kill someone or something like that, then obviously it's an offense. But saying something that somebody may find offensive, that's bullshit. It's actually bullshit. And every time something happens, it's like the Bondi Beach attacks in Australia. That was Arabs shooting at Jews, and those Jews have demanded hate crime laws, which won't affect Arabs in any way, shape,
native Australians.
form. It just basically silences the white Australians. And they're saying it's the tightest hate crime laws anywhere in the world. I know, and they're still, if you read Australian news, they're still saying it doesn't go far enough. You know, and that's the same as this country. Doesn't go far enough. You won't be able to fart if they had their way, you know? Never mind complain about immigration. Like the EU were trying to say that they wanted a characteristic, a protected characteristic, to be immigration status. That would mean that if they
but not indigenous status.
No, not indigenous status. You know, the thing is, if they got that passed, then you would not be able to say, "I don't want these immigrants coming here," because that would be a nicking offence. That's how much bullshit it is. I was going to say about that. There's that petition, the one for us to be recognised for the Welsh, the Scottish, the Irish.
Oh, is that the Wong?
Jonathan Wong, beautiful British name.
Wong.
But like, it's that.
If he's not Wong, I don't want to be right.
Yeah. Well, like, you know, Paul's been telling people to share it. I made a video about it. My video's only had 170 views. I'm not Tommy Robinson. You know what I mean? But like, it's just not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Like the Save Europe Act is a better thing, which is they want 1 million signatures to, you know, present to the EU to say that all the different races that make up Europe need to be protected, and we need mass deportations of foreigners. They've only got 500,000 signatures on that.
Of all of Europe.
The whole of Europe. Like, I've been sharing the absolute fuck out of it, right? Because, like, you know, the girl that's doing it, that Eva, she went to Tommy's thing, but like I don't hold it against her because he's in charge of controlling
Big, yeah.
everything, right? And some people say she's a Zionist, but I've looked into her and it doesn't say that she's a Zionist, right? But at the end of the day, they're doing good work anyway, right?
Yeah,
and you can't just look at everyone and think that they're an infiltrator or a Zionist, can you? Right? I think this is a good thing, but they're struggling. They've only got just over 500,000 on that now. Like, you know, that's the Save Europe Act. Look it up. You Google it. There's videos on YouTube, and it's all over X as well. Like,
but this is my whole thing, Joe. Right? Is like, it's I've tweeted about it a little bit recently, right? Enemy fixation syndrome, right? They would, some people would not retweet that because they'll say she's a Zionist. It's okay, right? Fine, she's a Zionist, but the act or the policy or whatever it is it bad? Sorry, regardless of what if she's a Zionist or she's Jewish, whatever,
I don't
she's gonna
think she is
keep
anyway.
her state. No, she might not be anyway, right? But it's irrelevant. If our people are secure, fuck it. I'd rather my people secure, and I'm not going to risk that on fixating on if they're Jewish.
Yeah, well, there's some channels, they just, everyone that pops up, he's a traitor, he's an infiltrator,
exactly.
He's at so if we were to go with that, then what do we do then? Just go and sit in the fucking cupboard, is it? You know what I mean? And just put a pillow over your head, because that, you know, you're never going to fight for anything, are you? If you're going to assume that everyone that's trying to do anything is
just give up,
an actor, you know?
And I would suggest that's even more dangerous, isn't it? It's like they rather you give up because it's never good enough. It's never good enough, so let's just give up.
Yeah, I think they want us to think like that. They do.
That's my whole thing with like Restore in a minute, right? Like, I don't know if you want to go into this or not, but like, you know, look, I'm the first person to say I'm not happy about some things he said, but like at the minute, you know, the top dogs in Restore, they're saying estimation of about 10 million people they want to deport, right, from Britain. We can argue the semantics of that, the logistics of it, whatever. 10 million people. Would we give up 10 million people deported, shave off 10 million people, right? For what? Because there's a few bad eggs in Restore, there's a few Zionists who answer emails. We're going to give that up? To me,
because Rupert Lowe didn't go on Joe Rogan and within the first 30 seconds go, it's all the Jews.
Exactly, because he doesn't want to put people in concentration camps day one. We're going to say, no, let's just forget it. Okay, well, Nigel's getting in there. Nigel's getting in there, or it will be Kenny or some left-wing coalition, because 10 million aren't the right 10 million. You know, it
wasn't done the perfect way.
Oh, we've got to be patient. We just have to be patient. That's the way I see it, you know?
I'd be happy if they just deported the 10,000 foreigners that are in our prisons at the moment. You know, that would be a good start. You know, exactly. Yeah.
Well, they said, I watched Charlie Downs on an interview. He said their estimations is about 2 million illegal in Britain. So they're going like day one, right? Like day one, 2 million people are going. And then there's like an additional 8 million that are legal migrants that they reckon they're going to expel. So, I mean, I can't really argue with that, regardless if like 1 or 2 people in Restore are Zionists. I'm not going to like say no to that. It's not perfect. You know, I don't think their economics are like the best in the world. But ultimately, I think that buys us like maybe another like couple of years on not being replaced. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
You can't expect, right? You can't expect him to say that everyone who's not white is going to be chucked out of this country, because realistically, it's never going to happen, right? But I'd be happy if they just cleared out all the millions of people that are here on benefits, all the people that are here that are just criminals. You know, that would be millions of people. I read recently that Tesco are saying that their estimation is there's 80 million people in this country, and they're guessing that on the amount of food that's being sold, right? And we're being told there's like 60 odd million, but it's actually 80 million. And a lot of them, a lot of them are on benefits, but a lot of them are not on benefits because they've come here to sell drugs, or they've come here to run these fucking shops.
I wonder how much of them are being able to claim coupons for 70p for 1 kilogram of chicken breasts.
Well,
yellow sticker oil.
A woman from Barry showed me, right, when all those Afghans were in the hotel, right, the Holiday Inn Express at the airport, one of them, a woman, was buying a load of stuff. She had a couple of trolleys full of stuff in B&M, and she paid for it with 850 quid, I think they said, of vouchers. So they've been given a property, and they've been given 850 quid of vouchers to go and buy pillows and all the rest of the shit you need when you move into a new house, right? So those Iceland vouchers for the cheap chicken and all that, that's the tip of the iceberg, that is.
We must be utterly, utterly mad.
What didn't you tweet something today, George, about some like 70p?
Yeah, it was an estimate. It was just coupons, mate. You've seen how much you have to pay if you go like anywhere now, really, how much you got to pay for chicken or for any meat product. That should be far more radicalizing, especially when you think, again, there's people that are struggling to simply put food on the table. That should be far more radicalizing than it actually is. That people are going to take it for.
They're giving basically they're giving out vouchers.
I'll get a screenshot now.
They're giving vouchers to these migrants where they're getting everyday items from the supermarkets at a massively discounted price.
Here's an example of one. I'll share the screen with you now, Joe. So this is the one that I shared. So yeah, if you've been down your local supermarket, or if you've been to your local butchers even, and seen how much the cost of things have likely gone up for stuff like this, especially chicken and beef and whatever else, that should be far more radicalizing than it actually that many people are going to think, like, especially when you've got people in this country, like, as you mentioned, because of the cost of things, they very often struggle to put food on the table, between heating and eating. And then you got tender chicken breast fillets, 1 kilogram, for coupons for 70 pence.
This is why, like, banning kosher and halal slaughter in the UK isn't enough. We should ban the importation and the selling of it as well, and then people will self-remigrate.
Oh yeah.
If you don't ban the importation of it, you're just opening up a new market for them.
We don't want a black market of fucking chicken importers.
No, instead, like, you'll be Piccadilly Gardens in Manchester, as well as you can get crack and heroin, you'll be able to get freaking halal meat as well. They'll be like selling it under their fucking raincoats.
All right, boss man. We got 4 fillets, $2.99, boss man. You want?
Yeah, you want halal?
Oh, it's depressing, man.
It would be funny if it wasn't so friggin' serious, man.
Mm-hmm.
Innit?
All we could do is call for that. We just need to scream fucking loud and be like, banning the slaughter in the UK. Okay, that's a start, but that's not the end goal. We want to ban.
Yeah.
The selling, the importation, all of it, right? And all these, there's so many policies that we can actually put in place day one that we will, like the big thing, like if I speak to like friends and stuff, agree with some of resource policies, the big question is, they say they're going to deport 10 million, right? That's the logistics of that is hard, right? That is like, you do the math on that, how many a day need to go. Like, the way I see it is that people will self-deport, but we need to have policies in place to make them self-deport, right? A lot of these people have money, a lot of these people have like second homes in like India, Pakistan, wherever. If we essentially make any sort of form of like, Islam, halal, like all of this sort of stuff like illegal, then they would just leave on their own accord, on their own dollar.
You'd have to stop their benefits as well, though, because
yeah, stop the benefit. Well, 48%, over 48% of Muslims don't work.
Yeah, I would say you got 2 months to get a job, and then your benefit, if you haven't, your benefits are stopping. But if you'd like to go home, you can have this much money, because there's already a scheme where they get 2 or 3 grand. I can't remember what it is now. It's posters all over the prisons. I think it's 3 grand they get if they go home now, and a lot of them have been taking it and coming straight back. You know,
funny how that works.
Yeah, of course. Like,
if you look at, like, this is a 21 off the national statistics, right? But like, if over 48% of Muslims don't work, we can assume that's probably the women, right? It's probably the women that don't work. But regardless, how many of that 48%, let's say half, are actually on benefits? I'd imagine a lot. So that would be half of the Muslims of the UK having their benefits cut.
Personal anecdotes that some people have told me from people who've reached out to me to tell me stuff, like some examples from some of the towns. One of the towns in Wales, people told me about. They've been working in sort of that sector. I won't say specifically what they said. Go find the video on my YouTube where I talk about it in a little bit more detail. When they first started, it's very rarely you'd see any foreign person of whatever origin come in to claim any kind of benefit or anything. 20 years later, this completely switched on its head. You know, it's you very rarely see a British person. You know, once every couple of days, this person was telling me. I've had others reach out to me from saying other things, how dangerous their communities have become because of the changes, the demographic changes. Is people don't see it. Oftentimes these people are too scared to speak up, even in a private context of reaching out to somebody to talk about it or whatever, because you never know how these people are going to react. A lot of times, you know, you become discordant from like this unholy choir of political correctness. The next thing you know, somebody's grassing up to your boss or something like that. But it is getting really, really serious, like on the benefits thing. It's become completely switched on its head.
I think in terms of immigration, we're in a really unique position because Wales is still very much like indigenous, right? What are we, like 98%, 97%? But I'm sure you can relate, right? I look at my town and I can physically see with my own naked eye the demographic change. Like since 21, it's clearly the Boris wave. I can see it. I went from like, I might see a non-white person in my town, maybe one in like 3 months, right? Even when you go in like coffee shops and like supermarkets where you would normally see an ethnic minority, right? You would never see it in my town, right? We see like the odd 1 or 2 in a couple of months. Like now, it's just like, it's unreal. It's like, I might as well be in like Bristol, you know? And this is in the last 5 years, you know? It's like, that's a quick, and because it's so quick, and this is ultimately where Boris failed, but ultimately his failure, I think, is our gain long term, is that you cannot not see it. Do you know what I mean? So it woke a lot of people up, I think. And you mix that with like COVID and like everyone just doesn't trust the establishment now anyway because of COVID.
Yeah.
That sort of like mixture has made people kind of go to our favor a little bit and be like, you know, I know in my job and things like that, you know, everyone is kind of racially aware now, more than they used to be like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Boris in a way is our Boris could be our savior in a way.
Don't go saying that. Don't go let yourself get fucking out.
No, he fucked up, mate.
He said Boris is our savior, for fuck's sake. You just created a perfect clippable moment.
No, but listen though, he overplayed his hand. That Tory government overplayed their hand because they ended up waking up some normies, right? But that's the reality of it. They did. They woke up some fucking normies to the point where they can actually see physically. They don't need to look at a spreadsheet. They don't need to look at like data. they can see it in their own high street. Everyone is saying, fuck it, there's a lot of Turkish barbers around here, innit? I live in the valleys, boy. Do you know what I mean? And everyone is
Sounds like
saying,
you quoted me.
oh, I sound like you, mate, yeah.
Sounds
I
like
mean,
you quoted
disagree.
me.
I mean, like, yeah. But it's true, though, no? I mean, it's like, can you not see the demographic? And we live in a 98, 97% indigenous white Wales, right? And we can literally see the demographic change. Fucking imagine we're living in fucking England when it's like probably less than 70%.
I don't think it's that. It's a lot more than that. I looked up Cardiff recently, and it said that Cardiff was like 26% non-white. And if you go to Grangetown, right? I used to work for Brains pubs, and I was doing maintenance on the pubs, right? And I was always in Cardiff, and I was basically sat there when when people were going to school and when people were coming out of school, right? And that's the time when you really notice it. And if you go to Grangetown at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, like I had somebody in the van with me who said, who wasn't one of us, who said, fuck me, it's like we're in India, right? That's how bad there is. Thousands and thousands of Indian kids on the streets in school uniforms, and there's hardly any white kids. You go to Grangetown at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and see what it looks like. It looks like fucking India. Right?
I was on my way somewhere to interview someone for the podcast around about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and where the sat nav took me to get to this place just happened to take me down, and there was a school there, and it was very similar to what you just described. Yeah. I won't say where the place was, but
I would be sat outside pubs 7, 8 o'clock in the morning waiting to be let in, right? And
nice early start.
All the women, like, because I'd have to paint kitchens. I know, yeah, to paint the kitchens and do little jobs before they open and start prepping, right? But like, I'd be
5 o'clock somewhere, but
yeah,
it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. But my point is the amount of women in full burqas walking all their kids to school, and they've got like 6 or 7 kids trooping behind them, you know. And I'm not talking about 1 or 2. I'm talking hordes of them, right? And it's like as if it feels like you're in their country, not that they're in ours.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I mean.
No, Plaid Cymru told me they're Wales. It's us, mate. They're the new Welsh. That's what Plaid Cymru told me.
Well, when people are saying we're still 97% white in Wales, I don't believe it. And like I went for a meal with someone in Swansea like a year ago, and like the spoons, the potter's wheel was full of foreign men, right? Or like Arabs, and they were all sat outside, and all the women walking past were being like, you know, ogled and harassed, right? And I said, fucking hell, man, I didn't realize how quick it's gone like that. And then I've had people messaging me saying, I've walked from the Swansea train station down to the high street, and I haven't seen hardly any white people. You know, and if you don't believe me, go down and have a look yourself, right? And this is how fast it's happening. This is how fast it's happened in Liverpool. You know, like I was in the EDL days, I was going to Liverpool all the time, and it wasn't noticeably full of foreigners, but it fucking is now. It's heaving with them. And we went to Leeds for a protest about Sam Melia when he was in prison. And we were walking through the town giving out leaflets. And I said, it's pretty pointless because most people are foreigners.
Leicester was very similar when we were there.
Giving leaflets about white replacement to fucking foreigners.
Leicester, very similar story. Leicester was terrifying.
Exactly. I told you about Leicester, didn't I? That area where we booked a house.
Yeah.
Well, you look it up on the thing, and it says well known for gun and knife crime. You know, welcome to the neighborhood. It's like I was watching this podcast the other day, and they were saying that it was funny. Like they were saying all these governments all around the world are just wrecking everything. And it's like they're going down the route of Gotham City. It's like they think, what would the Joker do? You know, what would the Joker do? That, you know, and let's do what the Joker would do. I thought that was quite funny, like, because everything they do just makes life fucking worse for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Hard to disagree.
Well, the government have just scrapped the vagrancy law, so they can't move you on now if you set up a tent in a town centre. So where do you think that's going to lead? There's just going to be tent cities everywhere. It's going to look like fucking San Francisco.
Oh, God. Don't wish that on us.
Well, it is, though, isn't it?
Things are bad enough as it is. But yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
You know,
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying, please don't wish that on us.
If you were going down Queen Street in Cardiff to set a tent up, the police would probably say, get that tent away from here, right? But they won't be able to anymore. So our own homegrown aggressive beggars and foreigners now can just set up camps. And the police won't be able to do a damn thing about it. It's like as if they're just deliberately trashing civilization.
Yeah, I think that's pretty spot on there. They're deliberately trashing it, yeah.
Yeah, they're just trashing it because it doesn't affect them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're doing it for a bet. You know? Like that old film where they said those two rich guys said they'd ruin someone's life for $1 bet. Remember that? I can't trade in places or something.
No, I'm not familiar with this film. After watching
it was like they took this black fella off the streets who was a beggar, and they had a $1 bet that they could make him successful, and they did. And then they had another $1 bet that they could put him back in the gutter. And that's what they were doing. They were just doing it for a laugh. And this is what they're doing. Let's just trash civilization for a laugh, like. You know, that's basically it.
That is either what like the devil or the Joker would do. They would try and make everyone's life a misery for a laugh, wouldn't it?
Well, it's like when you ask AI, if I was the devil, how would I destroy society? And it says, flood it with immigrants, do this, pass laws to stop people, doing this, pass hate crime laws to silence the decent people, destroy the family unit, promote degeneracy, promote drugs, promote alcohol, And
you see that as well in a lot of these places where they call them sanctuary cities, like in LA, and rather than, and many areas of Canada, I think, are doing it as well, rather than actually trying to help people get away from the substances that they have, their vices and their addictions with. What do they plow all the taxpayer money into? Are clean needle vending machines.
Yeah.
Well,
what would the Joker do? You know what I mean?
Under the guise of helping these people. That's where it is a really cruel joke. You're doing all this stuff, and then you're saying it's to help people. Yeah. It's like, no.
Exactly.
Really,
it's the opposite of helping us, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's the worst kind of like malevolence and evil because it's trying to masquerade as kindness and empathy and stuff like that,
Yeah.
So it's like this whole thing with mass immigration. It's been the reason why I think it's been so successful for so long. The campaign that they've led is they preyed on people's empathy. You have all the adverts showing all the destroyed civilizations and the children who may have lost parents in bombings and whatever else. It's designed to pull at your heartstrings so that you just accept it really without question. Or because they want to use it as part of a wider replacement scheme,
Yeah.
And then we are told that we're evil, like we're inherently, or usually they say because of the color of our skin, right? Because we're white supremacy, white guilt, white fragility, all of this stuff. When in order for it to be so successful, it has to prey on things like empathy and kindness, compassion, those things that we have, but then they're also saying that we don't have because we're also so evil. So then that's where it just completely doesn't make sense.
Yeah. No,
I wish just more people could see it, but they see the advert and well, they don't bother to try and think any deeper about it,
No, exactly, yeah.
And usually you don't start seeing it until you put the love of your own people first. You know, when you put the love of your own people first, and you think about how this is going to affect them first, then all these things start to come into play. At least that's what sort of, you know, how it sort of fell into place for me. And talking about people like yourself, Joe, has been a big thing in that regard as well, for perspective and stuff like that. Is he back now?
Oh, you
I'm
back?
back. I jumped out for a second, but I'm back. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
That's unacceptable, but that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
Talking about the Joker, right? Look,
Just
you know,
a beautiful monologue from myself. Thanks.
Yeah, you missed it. Andy Burnham, right? This guy that they're gonna impose on us as our prime minister that we never voted for, right? He's been the mayor of Manchester for 9 years, right? I've seen him. He's excused the rape gangs loads of times. He's turned Manchester into Gotham City, right? He has ruined it.
He's one of the biggest globalists as well. He's one of the biggest globalists as well.
Yeah, but he likes Oasis, so it's okay.
Piccadilly Gardens used to be nice years ago, right?
Don't look back in anger.
Now it is an absolute dangerous hellhole. Yeah, it really is. It's horrific. We used to go up there all the time doing protests and that, and it wasn't full of smackheads. Like 10 years ago, it wasn't full of smackheads, wasn't full of foreigners. It was all right, you know? It's just a hell. You watch all these streamers going there now, and it's terrible, man. You know, and you've got all these teenage girls going down. I wouldn't let my kids go down there and hanging about.
No,
it's absolutely horrific there, like, you know. And this guy's gonna be our new prime minister, so he's gonna, if what he's done to Manchester's anything to go by, you know what I mean. And then people think it's a good thing that Keir Starmer's going, and they don't realise that it doesn't matter who's in charge; he's just a puppet anyway, right? Things are gonna get worse anyway, much worse, like. They couldn't have picked a bigger scumbag than this guy.
I think he's just like he's so much more likable than Starmer, but I think people don't realize we're still going to get managed decline. It's good. It's not going to be as much in your face as Starmer was, you know, like he was so blatant and obvious, but we're still going to get managed decline. It's just it's slower now, you know. But you know,
yeah, it's just a different
more
jockey,
of the same.
isn't it? Yeah, different jockey is all it is.
Yeah, basically, it's just a bit more friendlier. You know, we're not getting Oasis, we're getting Blur. You know, that's what we're getting. You know.
You know what I mean? Not getting Oasis, we're getting Ribena.
No, but we're getting the Gorillas. That's what we're getting. Literally.
No, don't you feel good? Say, don't you feel good?
No, I don't. I absolutely don't.
Should we have
I feel sick.
It's horrible, this weather. Like, I was going to say, should we talk about what's been happening in the Senate? Like, because
if we have to.
We have to.
No, because
don't sound too excited, mate.
You know, reform, right?
Yeah.
I know that we don't like Farage, he's a knobhead, right? But some of the people that are in the Senate representing reform are doing a really good job of taking Plaid and Labour to task, like, because they've had 26 years of just doing whatever the fuck they wanted in there, you know, and now at last they're being challenged and they don't like it. They're having eppies about it, you know, and it's really good to see. I'm loving it. I am just seeing them being challenged on all the money they've wasted, and I was looking at some stuff yesterday about how much they've spent on the anti-racism Wales plan. I got all this information. I haven't had time to go through it. They've spent an absolute fortune on an absolute load of shit, you know? And like, they've been buying canoes for tribes in Peru. The Welsh government.
What the
fuck you? Wait, what?
You think I'm joking, right? Like, They've spent millions on planting trees in Uganda. They have bought canoes for tribes in Peru, right?
I thought they had kayaks.
Well, I don't know what it is, right? They've spent money on swimming lessons for girls in foreign countries. I'm not even joking. Well, there you go. They need more than fucking lessons, don't they? Right? But my point is, I'll put this video together. It's going to take me a little while, right? But
yeah,
all the information is there. They have wasted a fucking fortune, right? And the NHS in Wales is fucked, right?
It's the worst in the country.
People's grandmothers have fallen, and they've had to wait 16 hours for an ambulance, right? Around here. And I said to my missus, if she was ill and she had to go to hospital, I'd chuck her in the car and take her. I wouldn't wait for a fucking ambulance. I would have to take her because
I have personal experience for that, mate. Like my
so do I.
Right, my great grandmother, she was 102.
Yeah,
she fell out of a stair lift, right? 102, mind. And she was at the bottom of the stairs and phoned the ambulance. Don't move her, don't move her, don't move her. It was literally like 9 hours. You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
102.
Well, when I was curled up on the toilet, nearly dying because the meningitis I had back in 2023 was turning septic, they said that it would have been 6 to 8 hours wait for me for an ambulance. It literally would have been a case of if we had waited for that ambulance, I would have died in my mum and dad's house. So that's my personal story. You know, they had to literally bundle me into the car, right? and take me down to the hospital. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
The NHS is ruined, right, in Wales, and it's been Labour and Plaid. Right? They can say, well, Labour were running Wales. They were in a coalition with them, right? They've been hand in glove for years, right? They've ruined the NHS while spending all this. They've spent millions on planting trees in Uganda. I said last time, I did a freedom of information request, right? We've got to the stage now where I'm doing freedom of information request to the Welsh government, and they're refusing to give me the information because they know who I am. And they're saying it's not in the public interest to give it to you, and it could put people's safety in jeopardy to give you this information. They've started saying that to me, right? But like they've and this is supposed to be our rights, you know? We ain't got no fucking rights, guys.
Tony Blair's biggest regret was the freedom of information act.
Yeah, right. So now
there's people don't give us the fucking information anyway.
There's a load of clauses where they can refuse to give you, or they can say that's going to cost us too much time and effort, so you'll have to pay. And they'll say, if you want that information, it's £600. So you ain't going to pay. You're not going to pay, right? If you're working for the Daily Mail, you can afford to do that, but we ain't going to do that. I wouldn't give them a fucking quid, never mind, anything else, right? But they said to me in the reply to the Uganda trees, where I think they've spent like at least 2 million on it, and they've said they're going to do a load more, millions more trees in Uganda, right? They've got this scheme called Wales in Africa. Be fucked, right? And look it up, right? And they said to me, I said, do you not realize that you are the Welsh government? You work for fucking Wales, right? The Welsh people. And they said, well, studies have shown that trees planted in Uganda are more beneficial for the environment than those planted in Wales. That's their fucking answer, right? You know what I mean?
Call me a conspiracy theorist, but is it a tree? Yeah. Well, no matter where it's sort of located, a tree is a tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you sound quite racist, actually, saying that.
Does that make me triophobic?
Yeah, right, I'm reading this, right? The grant scheme, Wales and Africa, provides funding for small-scale Wales Africa projects, support projects following the 4 themes: health, sustainable livelihoods, lifelong learning, climate change, and the environment. The scheme is managed by the Wales Council of Voluntary Action. Wow.
They set up... What they do is they set up 1 million different little NGOs and charities so that the money is untraceable. That it's hard to trace the money back to the Welsh government because you can't do freedom of information requests on small charities and small little groups, right? And they can, you know, so they have, I can't remember what it's called. Roger was doing an investigation on the housing down in Llanelli, where they're basically filling up all the HMOs, and they've set up some charity called, you know, Housing for something or other, and it's a front. It's just a front thing. He's requested, you know, information on who they're housing and who's paying for it, and they've refused to give it because smaller little charities and that, they don't have to give it, you know. So that's how they cover their tracks. They're just basically raping Wales of, you know, like, say, they're always saying Wales doesn't get enough money from the UK government, but what they are getting, they're just raping it to spend on politically correct bullshit, you know. And like, they know that's what's happening, and that's why I was saying reform. There's 34 of them in the Senate, and they're doing a really good job of just harassing them, saying, well, you know.
I'll say this, right? So let's look at Wales, right? Wales, let's look at the indigenous ethnic Welsh are about 2 million people, right? So that's about 4% of Britain is Welsh. Do you know how many Africans there are?
Go on.
1.5 billion.
Yeah. What in the world, like, yeah.
So why are an ethnic minority globally open, like some
sounds very racist, but
that is 1.5 billion global population is insane.
Okay, guys, you can get over to X if you want to watch the end of that show. For me, it was like listening to Vogan poetry. Actually, I prefer Vogan poetry. There's only so many times I personally can listen to the same arguments, no matter how well they're made. I don't know how many times I have to listen that 2 + 2 = 4. But don't forget, I've been listening to the same argument since 1976. So there you go. We'll go for a couple more minutes just so I can, oh, yeah. Let's have a look at that petition. I'm glad Joe shared it. 9,084. That's all. We haven't even made 10,000. And this channel's responsible for about 700 of those signatures. Joe done it. As he said, though, we only had 100 odd views. I don't know how many we had. Great societal take back. Tried to push it. British people couldn't be bothered to fucking sign it. Nigel Farage is right. We won't win. If people are too lazy to sign a fucking petition, they ain't gonna do nothing. All we do is talk, fucking talk. When that 2-year-old child died after being essayed, we didn't do nothing about it. We just wait for the next attack, don't we? We can all go march to London and go watch a Tommy Robinson show, a bunch of people dancing on a stage, fake preachers preaching, clowns speaking. Yeah, we'll all go to one of those, ask the British people to march on Parliament, and they'll stay in bed. Frustrating, isn't the word, Mel? Apathy, cowardice. Perhaps we don't deserve to survive. Yeah, you've got some men out there preparing. I don't know. Well, no, they understand. I know George understands, and I know that Joe understands. He's disillusioned, isn't he, with his channel? 40,000 subscribers, and he gets no views. Our channel is throttled to a certain extent. That's why I keep pushing you to hit the like, make sure your subscriptions are on, because they will bury it. They will bury it. Let's see what Kev's got for us. Oh, yeah.
Poor deaf kids who thought forever lived among the trees. Those village nights, running through the darkness. Those village nights, living wild and free. Growing up is made of moments. Some bring joy, some pain. But I'd still walk those village roads with those old friends again. If you ever hear the night wind whisper through the trees, you'll hear four young voices laughing, forever young and free. Those village nights, oh, those village nights.
Good video, Kev. Good video. Right, guys, I'm going to let some music play from Kev, and I'm going to go and water the garden. Okay? Angela's, normally I don't go out in the garden, but Angela's not well enough to do it. She's much, much better, but she's not up to doing watering the garden. So I'll just play some music. FOB. Focus on Britain. Is there a new Focus on Britain out? Yeah, I seen it. Jeff Taylor. I wondered what happened to Jeff. Hello there. Yeah. Listen to this. Go let me water the plants, guys. This is Kev's family.
No one got the keys to the steel cage. Her life's a mess, it's like a bad stage. Harry's good, she's slipping through the cracks. Lighting up at Dylan's, never looks back. Mama Lisa tries to lend a guiding hand. Siobhan's lost in a sinking quicksand. Every puff she takes, she's drifting away, ignoring the voices that beg her to stay. Downward spiral, spinning out of control. Life's a wildfire burning her soul. Kisses her dreams with the smoky haze, caught in the maze of her reckless ways. Nights at Dylan's filled with purple smoke. She thinks it's relief, but it's just a joke. Harry waits, his patience running thin. Fears he can't save the mess she's in. Locked in battles with herself deep down. Queen of chaos wears a tarnished crown. Lisa cries, her heart breaking in two, wishing her girl would see something new. Downward spiral, spinning out of control. haze, caught in the maze of her reckless ways.
Sha-la-la, my love is gone. Do-ah, how do I carry on? My eyes were misted over by my tears. My heart was pounding, ringing in my ears. The rain came down like sorrow in the night. When we lost your beautiful burning light, you wore that smile like summer on your face. Now every street's an empty, lonely place. I call your name beneath the pale moon glow, but only echoes answer soft and low. How can I go on without you, my love? Your light shines high on up above. My heart was torn in two when I heard the news. I cried, baby, what do I do? Oh, what do I do? Oh, what do I do? Oh, what do I do? Now I'm walking alone. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? Oh, what do I do? With this heart made of stone. Oh, I'm missing you true. Tell me, darling, what do I do? We danced so slow beneath the corner light. You said forever and I held you tight. The jukebox played our song, a sweet refrain. Now every melody just turns to pain. Your ribbon still beside my bedroom door. Your photographs are smiling like before. I kiss the frame and whisper through the blue. No one will ever love me like you do. How can I go on without you, my love? Your light shines high on up above. My heart was torn in two when I heard the news. I cried, baby, what do I do? Oh, what do I do? Oh, what do I do? Oh, what do I do? When the dawn breaks through. Oh, what do I do? With a world without you. Oh, what do I do? With the world without you. Do I do what I'm missing you true? Tell me, darling, what do I do? Why? Maybe someday by the Golden Gate, you'll be waiting there and I won't be late. With open arms and eyes so bright, shining like that burning light. Till then I'll sing to the midnight sky, with a trembling voice and a tear-stained sigh. Every sha-la-la is a prayer for you. Every dua says my heart stay true. How can I go on without you, my love? Your light shines high on up above. My heart was torn in two when I heard the news. I cried, baby, what do I do? Oh, what do I do? Oh, what do I do? Oh, what do I do? Now the stars feel blue. Oh, what do I do? With these dreams of you. Oh, what do I do? With these dreams of you. I'm missing you true. Tell me, darling, what do I do? Oh, sha-la-la, your light shines through. Baby, I'll always love you.
Mute, 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 mute. Okay, guys, I don't know if you can hear it, but my PC keeps overheating despite the thermal paste. I don't know if you hear it on there, but it's constantly going off. It's reaching boiling point, so I don't want to risk it. So I'll close the stream now, guys. Don't forget you can get over to the Discord channel and take it from there. We'll do a live stream on Sunday for Ulster Day, 12th of July. So we'll do a live stream 6 p.m. Sunday. I'll put a thing up. I'm thinking I might cancel the one on Monday with GST because, well, basically, I have to take my wife somewhere. And I think that's more important at this moment in time. Oh, I'm sorry, English lass. Here you go. Oh, Todd. Oh, you get this one.
Sy het alleen gelopen in die stad se lig, 'n wêreld apart waar drome nie verrig. Hy het haar van oorkant die straat gesien, 'n liefde buite bereik, soos 'n verre visioen.
Maar iets
This one.
The old lion stood firm when the sirens would wail. Never give in without fail. We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the fields. We shall never surrender, no matter what yields. I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. He meant every word, no shadow of regret. This was their finest hour, he said through the night. And the people believed him, he gave us the light. But you're not the old lion, Sir Flip-Flop, no. You're not the old lion, and we need you to know. He carried our hope when the world was afraid. You promised us change and let that hope fade. You're not the old lion, we're telling you true. You're not the old lion, and we're done believing in you. If you're going through hell, keep going, he'd say. While the cities were burning, he showed us the way. The price of greatness is responsibility. He lived every word for the nation to see. He walked through the rubble, shook hands in the streets, gave courage to strangers with nothing to eat. A voice in the darkness that steadied our fears. A leader who earned every one of our cheers. But you're not the old lion, Sir Flip-Flop, no. You're not the old lion, and the country says so. He lifted us up when the skies were all black. You took away warmth and you never gave back. You're not the old lion, we're telling you true. You're not the old lion, and we're done believing in you. You came with big promises, hope in your eyes. A new day for Britain, an end to the lies. Then winter fuel gone for the old and the cold, while gifts and free tickets and suits were your gold. The trust that we gave you has slipped through your hands. The dreams that we shared lie buried in sand. No enemy marching, no bombs in the sky, just choices you made while the people ask why. The old lion lost once the fighting was done, but he won in the war, the hardest one. You've lost in the peace that you swore you would bring, and the silence is louder than anything. No, you're not the old lion, Sir Flip-Flop, no. You're not the old lion, and we want you to know we stood with the old lion through fire and through pain, but we won't stand with you, not ever again. We will not fight on the beaches for you. We will not fight in the fields for you. We will not fight in the streets for you. We will not fight anywhere for you. You wanker!
Okay, guys, we got an Amelia one, so we might as well see it. It's a new one. No idea what it's like. Let's give it a shot, shall we? This is definitely the last one.
Borders up, borders up, border, 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 border. I'm a deep border supporter, fists in the air, borders bleeding out, but we don't care. Flags on the floor while the numbers invade, streets unrecognizable in this rapid charade. Jobs gone, wages crushed, housing in flames, schools overrun, welfare trapped in chains. Love my neighbor, yeah, but my country first. Sovereignty's the weapon, break the curse. No more guilt trips, no open door lies. Enforce the law, watch the traitors cry, 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 cry. Send them home, take it back, take it back. Send them home, take it back, take it back. Laser sirens screaming, basses rolling deep. I'm a deporter, supporter, nation roar. Must be going mental. Taking our country back from shore to core. Send them home, restore the order we swore. Deporter. Borders up tight, skies turning blue tonight. No more chaos, masses, fake compassion. We're rising savage, pure warehouse action. They call us cruel, I call it raw survival. Culture diluted, traditions on trial. Neighborhoods fractured by the endless tide. Trust evaporated, social contract died. Welcome the good ones who play by the book, but the floods keep crashing. Take another look. Welfare collapsing, crime stuff they hide. Integration failed, tensions multiplied. Not against people, I'm for the foundation. Controlled gates only, no more invasion. I'm a deporter, supporter, nation roar. Must be going mental. Taking our country back from shore to core. Send them home, restore the order we swore. Deporter. Borders locked tight, skies turning blue tonight. No more chaos, masses, fake compassion. We're rising savage, pure warehouse action. Planes in the sky, rules finally applied. No amnesty bullshit, no more divide. For the forgotten citizens left behind, we seal the leaks, fences redefine. This ain't about hate, it's numbers and pride. Lights grow, 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 grow. Space explode. Very
secure, workers standing tall, kids with a future answering the call. No more tents flooding our city streets. Reclaim the dream that our bloodline keeps. Report the abusers who break every rule. Keep the honest but enforce the school. This is common sense in a raging storm. Defending the house where our fathers were born. Silent majority wide awake now. Taking our country back. Hear the final vow. I'm a deporter, supporter. Nation roar. Must be going mental.
Sorry guys, I can't handle anymore. It goes on for another 3 minutes. Okay guys, let's call it a night. Machine keeps overeating. I don't want to risk it. Sail too close to the wind on it tonight. Okay, AMI, vote low, restore Britain, follow the way, at least until we can find someone better. Been listening to Paul Morris, The Green Arrow. Be live at 6 p.m. on Sunday. Yeah. Thanks for dropping in. I'll finish that song for you, English class, another time. I owe you a song. Thanks, guys.